Welcome to our webinar Wednesdays. The topic today is obviously the hospitality industry, and we're looking at the situation of COVID-19 and going through about some technology. So to begin with, I'll give you a little bit of information about myself. My name is Mark Bammer, and it's lovely to be here. I'm part of the business development team at the Belfast Met. I'm involved in delivering bespoke training through a number of different programs such as Assured Skill and Connected, and providing innovation training and delivering projects funded through innovation vouchers. And I also lecture part-time on a foundation degree in interactive media and on HND in interactive media and immersive technology. And I have a background in web technologies and e-commerce. At the moment, obviously, we are in a time where the hospitality industry is facing unprecedented challenges. And the situation is that the hospitality sector will likely be among the last businesses to be released from lockdown. International travel will very likely take a long time to recover. The hospitality industry is going to be one of the hardest hit sectors. And there's likely to be many related business failures that have a knock-on effect and then have consequences for the entire hospitality industry as well. To survive, many businesses will need to diversify and seek new innovative income sources and find methods to dramatically reduce their costs and become more efficient and place a greater emphasis on the local market. And one of the good things is that the tourism in Northern Ireland is heavily weighted towards the UK and Ireland, which is a positive, but a significant amount of it is international travel, and the situation with air travel, etc., as you all know, means that this is not likely to recover anytime soon. So the aims of today's webinar is to have an increased awareness and understanding around how the business development team at the Belfast Met can help your business to innovate, and a little bit about some new and emerging technology and existing technology which may help the hospitality industry now and after the crisis has ended. I also hope that we can start a conversation within the hospitality sector that'll get you thinking, stimulate ideas, foster new partnerships, and obviously to offer our support. So in the short term to medium term, some businesses are going to need to look at building revenue immediately, maintaining and building visibility in the local marketplace while you're shut. Then you're not at the forefront of your customers' minds, and your visibility is low. So it's important to maintain that visibility and keep links within the marketplace and the local community, and also to make the necessary adaptations and preparations to ensure that readiness is there for recovery whenever the lockdown is ended. On the longer term, there'll be a need to drive long-term cost savings and maintain or even improve customer service, and more effectively target spending, for example marketing spend, and increase productivity. So any hospitality business that's involved with food at the minute, you might already have the potential to provide some form of meal service, either through local shops and garages. You might be able to repurpose part of the premises as to allow takeaway or ready meal food to be sold, and you might have the possibility to deliver meals directly to customers. The fastest route would be to use existing models and platforms out there. Deliveroo, Just Eat, and Uber Eats. If any of these platforms are already servicing your area, then the setup's pretty straightforward, and you can go to the websites and sign up, etc. They probably are very busy at the minute, but that would give you the fastest route if you are able to offer a menu for people to order online. To give you an idea, before this whole COVID situation, there was a massive growth in this area of food delivery anyway. You can see in 2011 to 2018, the business, on revenue of Just Eat had gone from 33.8 up to 779.5 million pounds. So I'm sure it's getting higher now. Issues for less populous areas. I mean, these existing platforms are currently geared to service more densely populated areas. So currently, they might not service your area at all if you're based in a rural setting or a town. So this might require local businesses on a town by town or village by village basis to coordinate together and work in partnership to arrange and set up a distribution delivery service before these platforms are able to viably operate in your area. Or the other possibility is to join forces to develop local platforms and solutions for yourselves. Many businesses may have spare capacity or not enough capacity. Technology can help in this situation to allow you to remotely discuss, coordinate, promote, and develop new partnerships, collaborate and have ideas together, and to create new solutions such as a shared local food delivery network, coordinate online events, and the like. So effective communication, I mean, there are plenty of free tools out there to help set up and facilitate online communication coordination within new groups. And the general public and businesses at the moment have made massive leaps in their knowledge around this because of the need to work from home. Now, obviously, we're using Zoom at the moment, and there's Microsoft Teams, which is great if you have an Office 365 account. But whenever you're trying to collaborate with lots of various groups that are disjointed, there are other solutions out there. There's Discord, Facebook Messenger Rooms, and Google Hangouts. I discovered just how useful Discord is recently. It was actually built as a platform for gamers, but it's been repurposed, and a lot of people use it now because it's a very powerful platform for collaborating and having meetings. One of the good things is, as you can see here, we actually have been using it to help develop and deliver our HND remotely on interactive media and immersive tech. So the good thing is you can create text channels, which about different subjects that people are able to deal with specifically. It shows you who's online at the moment, who's offline in the group. It stores all of the chat history, and you can do video meetings just by literally clicking here and inviting people that are members to join. So it's actually a fantastic resource for collaborative work. The other thing is then increasing visibility within the local community. There are lots of ways to do this, but it is important at this time that obviously you try and keep your profile visible. There's growing uptake of apps aimed at promoting online social connections and interaction within local communities as well. One example is the Nextdoor app, which is now in the UK. So that's a service which is in a lot of countries throughout the world, and it allows you to set up a kind of area and define a neighborhood, and then any communication within that area remains private between the actual residents of that area. So if you're in a sort of a residential area or a smaller local, rural setting, that can be incredibly useful to keep in contact with those people that live around you, and also to keep people aware of what you can do and to promote anything that you are able to offer. There are a number of new ways now to sell online. PayPal and Stripe would be probably the fastest and simplest to allow people to sell stuff online. But they can also be combined with social media and AI-powered chatbots to rapidly develop simple online e-commerce sites. And hopefully this will play. So this gives you an idea of how that might work. But it means that you can create a link, that can go on a website, can go on your social media, it can be driven by Facebook ads, etc. And people click that, they're able to communicate with the chatbot, and it asks them questions. They're able to order what they want. It's used for all sorts of different approaches. It can be for like booking events or purchasing things online. So it's useful for promoting online events, creating simple meal ordering and delivery platforms, suggesting and selling products while engaging with customers. It's also useful to use as a kind of pop-up solution for testing ideas before you put more of an e-commerce platform together. Obviously, you can build e-commerce sites as well with those likes of Stripe and PayPal. And the good thing is it's less complicated than going through setting up merchant accounts and all of the rest. So it's a rapid kind of development sort of route to getting online. More complex stuff would require a developer obviously to help you build these things here, though, like using the likes of ManyChat and Facebook advertising and PayPal or Stripe are reasonably straightforward to set up and don't require coding generally. There are smart speakers and phones also offer new sales platforms. Voice apps have the potential, for example, to provide for a simple menu selection and payment system using voice commands. Domino's Pizza have developed an Alexa skill to allow customers to order pizza, from their living room using their Alexa device. Those skills would require, again, assistance to do, but they are reasonably rapid to develop. So about chatbots and voice apps, I've been helping some businesses by developing chatbots and voice apps to perform specific tasks. So at the minute, just to give you an idea of some of the sort of projects that we've worked on in the past and helped, working on a prototype in-room hotel concierge service. Created voice apps that gather and store specific details provided by the customer during their interaction, programming an Alexa device to retrieve up-to-date information from a database to make recommendations to a customer based on the customer's conversation with the device. So these things that I'm showing you, they are all possible. The technology is great in the way that it can attract potential customers and engage with sales prospects 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's great whenever you are running on a skeleton staff, because obviously it means that there's something to interact with and to respond and answer questions for customers, direct them to where they get more information, such as web pages. And it's a good way of retaining customers by immediately letting them respond and recording all of their issues and queries. And as I've said, they can even handle simple e-commerce transactions. So AI assistants may soon offer convenient ways for the customer to interact with businesses as well. So an AI assistant is the likes of Google Assistant, Alexa, Siri, and Cortana. I have a short clip here that we're running a little bit behind with just needing to stop to let people in, etc. every now and again. So I might cut it off halfway through. It was just to give you an idea here of the state of...
As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. We are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a woman's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what the...
As I said earlier, our vision for us...
So I'll cut that short for time, but hopefully what it's given you is an idea of just how sophisticated voice applications, voice assistants are getting. In fact, they're so, human-like now that in the States where this was rolled out, and they had to, change and make sure that the assistant announces that it is actually a virtual assistant from an ethical point of view, because people find it quite difficult to tell the difference between a human and that call. So this is actually now widely available in the US, and it's been further developed to offer more functionality, including making limited purchases when used from an Android phone. And it's very recently begun to be rolled out in about 2 other countries, including the UK. It's a very cut-down system. And I'm showing you that not as something that you can do immediately. Obviously, that's not a great help now, but it's more for the long term, so we're aware just of how important voice is going to become in the way that people react with businesses, these voice apps and assistants and etc. Also, obviously, that technology is going to be the sort of same technology which drives the AI behind applications which deal directly with the customer rather than the customer dealing with the business. One of the good things about these as well is that they offer multilingual support. So, after lockdown and whenever we do get international visitors again, it has the advantage that if you're in a situation where you can deal with having less staff and situations where people may speak a foreign language, these things can offer multilingual support in 10 different languages there, which is useful. So the idea would be that, these smart speakers, if you can be used to integrate with the Internet of Things, and for example, in a hotel room, it would allow a customer to be able to ask for services without needing to come down to the front desk or ring up the owner. And they can be also used to voice activate various services and devices and apps such as TV and music and temperature and lighting, and they can respond with frequently asked questions about the local establishment itself and provide recommendations and requests in room service. So that's really where the future of technology might take us, and well, it is already taking us there. And it's a way where you can maybe supplement and ensure that the customer service remains strong with less staff. It's also obviously useful to help manage premises when you combine it with the Internet of Things, so monitoring and controlling various systems and devices and apps, making smart door locks, keyless entry, security infrastructure, remotely, as in, the manager can, make sure that, like, a place is locked up from their own home, if need be, if they forget, or make sure that, like, heating levels are right, or lighting and all those kind of things. And it's possible to automate these systems further using sensors and to synchronize them with the likes of calendars and events. So there are locks that are called Airbnb locks, for example, where when somebody actually books, they're automatically given a key code or a code to actually that goes in their phone, and they're able to basically tap on their phone and gain entry, and it only works from 10 book to the time they leave. So there's a lot of technology that can kind of like be brought in to sort of help automate smooth premises and the Belfast Minute's been working with some businesses in the hospitality sector, to better understand their needs and help work out how these can improve customer service and smooth different processes from check-in and things like that. So another possibility would be the use of online events, combination of booking and payment platforms along with video conference software such as Zoom, Discord, or Facebook can be used to coordinate and offer events around various themes. So like sort of virtual dinner parties, nights in, dating, live stream, musicians, these sort of things, talent shows. And some of these may be able to be monetized. And also there's the likes of skill-based courses, online workshops and how-tos and blogs, given classes and demonstrations around spa products and cookery classes, drinks mixology, things like that. They can be the reach of those can be further extended as well. So even though you may be like doing a demonstration with people on Zoom, you can also live stream that event on the likes of Facebook Live or YouTube, Instagram Live, and Periscope, and that again extends potential reach. And it means that people that can simply watch and comment Facebook Live and join, into likes of Zoom or Discord or any of these other video platforms. So after lockdown, the requirements around process will more than ever be driven by great experience, convenience, speed, ease of use, and value for money. AI systems, offer the chance to automate processes and smooth things and reduce the need for basically human intervention. So it promises the possibility to automate bookings in multiple languages at any time of day or night and synchronize with multiple calendar sources from online travel agencies like Airbnb and Booking.com. It can be used to process the cancellations autonomously and then redeploy those slots. There are systems out there which can even adjust room pricing in real time to meet the market conditions. And as I said, it can even integrate with keyless entry check-in systems. And it's also useful with managing staff rotas and simplifying employee scheduling. The other aspect is business intelligence. There are systems out there which basically get you more value for your marketing spend. They're able to, they do require data, and the tourist NI before lockdown were actually very, very big trying to get all hospitality industries to share their data. And with that combined data, then it's possible to really look at things and work out how to let the AI segment the market and work out what customers are similar and upsell based on those profiles, and to tinker with little changes and see what's more effective, and provide deeper insights, that people are interested in but aren't able to get, and all those kind of things. So, AI-driven market intelligence is incredibly powerful. Obviously, that sort of technology can be intimidating, and at its highest, most sophisticated end, it does require a great deal of expertise and a considerable amount of ongoing investment in time and money. But there are services out there, cloud services, which offer these sort of applications, and they raise all of that money through subscriptions, etc. So you can benefit from their investment in these tools, sometimes at a reasonable cost. At the lowest entry, there are aspects of AI which are reasonably straightforward and are already being implemented and already deliver tangible results for a lot of businesses. So it's not something which you need to be afraid of. Again, it's just important to make processes as efficient as possible after lockdown, and leveraging new technology is something that can really help with that, using conversational AI in your customer facing, and machine learning to automate and simplify processes and provide insights and efficiencies. If you have questions or ideas, do get in touch. We are one of the leading providers of training and education throughout Northern Ireland, and we have a number of different programs there which would be able to support you. Connected Innovate Us, innovation vouchers, and skills focus. Just contact the team to find out more information about that. So I'm going to take any questions if anybody has any.
Mark, Gary Quay here from Connex Hub. A lot of chat today about AI and broadband-enabled, Wi-Fi-enabled technologies today, which is great. When both parties, have good connectivity at both sides. Our business is.
That shouldn't be an issue. I mean, a lot of the machine learning basically would be powered by cloud computing now. Yeah. So all of the way the cloud computing works is you basically use all of the power of data centers, companies like Microsoft and Amazon, and they do all of the heavy lifting and they do all of the processing. You access that service through cloud services. So you don't try and run machine learning locally. No, unless you're a university or a government. And the computing part to do that would be phenomenal. But that's one of the great things about cloud computing now, is through SaaS, software as a service, businesses can basically benefit from these fantastic tools just by subscription. So usually low subscription, the cost of these services would be shared between many users, and that drives the cost down. It also has the benefit that with cloud technology you can access it anywhere from your mobile phone, from from the desktop, and it can travel with you, around any location that you've got internet access.
Yeah. No, I'm clear about that, and was clear about that. Sorry, what I was going to go on to say was our business, Connex Hub, is a telecommunications business. That would, for those more rural locations, that would suffer with broadband and Wi-Fi connectivity. Our technology helps to navigate and avail of mobile telecoms connectivity instead. So it's a new technology. Sorry, I do get that.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, there are still places that do suffer from poor internet connectivity, absolutely, and that is a problem. Hopefully, with the rollout of 5G, which is obviously going to be in time for us now, but that things come forward obviously in the future after lockdown, and that'll improve things massively. Any other questions?
Hi, Mark. Kieran Swill here from Southern Regional College Business Support. Enjoyed your time. How are you? Thanks for that. We're hoping at Southern Regional College to follow up with a variety of different talks next month. just picking up on the prototype on the in-hotel room concierge service. I thought that was really interesting.
Mhm.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, the there is actually a service in America where Alexa has actually dedicated what are called Alexa Skills, which is a type of program specifically to the hospitality industry. It's not available over here, and it you know, has some stuff already built in. So so there is that. But what we were looking at was just taking standard Alexa devices and working how they can be networked together, so that you can use them and control them all from a master point, but also they can be used locally within, for example, rooms to ask questions, and creating Alexa skills that would give information about, you know, the hotel, such as like, you know, how do I turn the heating down, where is, you know, the remote control for the TV kept, you know, all of the
On a practical basis, how does that work for the customer? How does that work for the customer on a practical basis?
They ask Alexa, so they have to. So basically, you would have a start. You know, you'd have to sort of like, you know, tell them that you know, here is, you know, the key place to start it up. So open my hotel Alexa, and then just go like, you know, and then you just ask the Alexa the questions, and it responds and makes recommendations, etc. So, what I was doing was looking at various things, you know, built around the hotel.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mark.
No problem. Any other questions there, or no? So, you know, again, you know, from an e-commerce point of view as well, I mean, some of the things that I've described, they're fairly quick to get online. They're, you know, I believe there's support out there for the hospitality industry to set up e-commerce as well. So e-commerce, it can be, you know, simple and complex, but the examples I showed you were stuff that, you know, are fast. They're fast and straightforward to hopefully set up. Okay. Well, that's brilliant. So, like I said, if you do have ideas that you want to develop, get in contact. We'll try and help you overcome any of the technical difficulties. And thanks very much for joining us.